So what you see here is Story Club and 136 Collins Avenue. So there were violations 1 year with 136 Collins and another one, I believe, another year 124 Collins. Now the club has been closed about 8 years, but for very short time they opened in 2021. So this is actually a common pattern that we are observing, that a club would open for a short time and they would close. The same goes with Nikki Beach. So here, as you see, you have lights on, and usually air conditioner working. So for lease sign, and you know, this is what buildings became. You know, you have the one lien for 1 year, one violation for second year, third year, the third violation for another address, and then you have all these like different permits, but the property is completely vacant. And this is south of Fifth, so at the very same time I'm seeing the same type of color-coded notices and the same type of work on condominiums. Our board member Harry Rosenzweig showed in.
¿Tú le sacar in the parking lot? No.
No. So here I'm talking about these. You see notices. So the same as re-roof, right? And you still see this. It's from the March 14, 2024 re-roof. So 2 years. Now this one is ventilation, right? So this one is from January 10, 2025. So the third one, you see replacement of 2 windows and 2 doors in 7. Then, like, why would it be here, not on the unit? And that one was applied on February 3rd, 2025, so a year. And here, this one was applied just now, replacement of windows, hurricane proof. So what I'm saying here, these empty condominiums, they have these color-coded notices, and the work is being done like identical. And you see, they wouldn't do all work at once, but they would do this, like they would apply for a permit and then they would collect assessments. I mean, if there are real people living there, if it's not already a hostile takeover by the developer or investor. So if you know, then you have all these LLCs and fake identities because there are no people, you know, the completely dark windows, you see. So you know, what you do not see anymore, notice of commencement. And same in our building, which is right there after that building. Same color-coded notices, same thing about applying for a permit, that notice that was applied for a year or two, you know, they hold money for assessments. And with that you have all sorts of other schemes where, you know, condominium management and board does, you know, they can make it as a, you know, as a loan, as a lien, as a collateral, as a receivables, and unit owners don't know anything about it. And then you see, just recently, City of Miami Beach, they had a hearing on the permitting. So what they were saying that it's usually, it wasn't like a year or two. I believe it's like time frame was quoted, something a month or two. And what the owners are being told in the condominiums, that it's the city that takes so long to approve. And in our building, there is this good lady. She doesn't speak English very well, but her unit, it was really bad that she had some issue with the ceiling, being, it was uneven, something with the roof, and then it was termites. And she was very stressed out because she was scared that something will happen, and they wouldn't fix the roof, they wouldn't do pest control for 2 years. And that lady, I saw it, she was so emotionally distressed, I really felt bad for her, especially her English so bad. It's like her winter house, she's from Europe, so it's huge. Like, you see what's wrong with the situation, besides all of the other points, it's that private equity mechanisms and those schemes on the very large scale, they dictate how people live. So if they need to do these sort of schemes with like these installing this equipment for energy harvesting, and if they need like to do all these money laundering schemes, all these like credit transactions, like collecting those assessments and then using as collateral, or placing liens on purpose so they can issue securities and place into another fund. This is what's happening now. And the same, as I was talking in another video, like you can get different parcel numbers for the same condo unit just because you need to place them in a different fund. And every 10 years you have a major, every 10-20 years exactly, just how these structured finance vehicles work. That's when they orchestrate major need for the roof repair or something, so they can pull off the scheme. But in our condominium, what was extremely bizarre and inhuman. So this situation I explained, with them not wanting to fix it, to do the roof and to exterminate. So I believe this was connected to condo board having a plan, an evil plan in their mind, is to get rid of those two seniors. Actually, it was two seniors and one lady that she was almost a senior, but she just underwent brain surgery for brain cancer, and she was like really also distressed when condominium board did not hire waste collection or cleaning services, and she had to, like, after the surgery with tubes sticking out of her head, to clean from all these rats and termites and the tenants the condo board brings. The condo board does not live in a building. These tenants, they're bad. Like, they like trashed the whole condominium. Like, people moved out, left the furniture for months. So all of this like just made perfect situation for infestation and for more problems. But what is really bad, and I want anyone who's watching this video, I hope you know, if you live in a condominium, you watch after the seniors, because they needed to get rid of those two seniors who lived there for decades and who had no clue that there are some developer licenses, hotel licenses on the DBPR in the city, and some of them under their names. They had no clue that there were like some securitization deals being done, and condominium pledged as collateral, and that there is a mortgage, first mortgage. So what happened, with both the seniors, they both first disappeared, and they returned. I mean, they told me that they were kidnapped, held by force. Then they stayed for like 6 months alive, and then another one was again kidnapped, and another one died in suspicious circumstances when former prisoner, condo treasurer's tenant, partied with developer's tenant in the apartment nearby, and somehow they didn't feel that Vicente Gonzalez, that he died. He was rotting for 2 weeks, and they were partying there at that time. And I remember I called police at the time, and police declined to come, saying, "Oh, you always call about these things." I remember this. So only then, and then shortly after those two died, I'm talking about things that happened in 2023, and you know, in 1 year and a half. And then the lady who had brain cancer died. So you have 3 people dying in 26-unit condominium. Or then you have condo board occupying like 2/3 of the apartments. And then you see all these ads where condominium president Isabel Fine is advertising condominium for demolition and for sale. So what I see next, only after this lady who had a cancer died, only then they had the extermination, the tenting done. Then I checked Miami Beach CSS portal for the permits. And what I see the following. I see that there was supposedly a work ordered for the units 24, 25, 26. 25, 26 being the condo boards apartments, and 24 was the guy, 91-year-old Jimmy Isidore Ochner, who was kidnapped by fake sister, and then fake relatives inheriting the apartments. So there was like this ordered inspection by the city. An engineer came supposedly, and engineer wrote in the report that only 3 units were available for inspection, which was 24, 25, 96. And the infestation, termites were discovered, and now it's ordered that there is extermination. So what you have is as follows, and Miami Beach Police Department, specifically officers Deborah Martineu and Lauren Firtel, in 2022, I've been trying to get their attention how bad the infestation became. They came and they saw rats and feces everywhere, and these seniors. So in 2022, since mid-2022, I'm trying to get MBPD, DBPR attention, about what the condition is. I even put a complaint with Attorney General Ashley Moody, and I specifically said that one of the seniors said that he was kidnapped and held in the facility full of crazy Haitian people, and it wasn't his doctor who treated there. And Treasurer actually texted that she knew that he was held there by force by state of Florida, and they couldn't keep him. Exact words, I have the printout of that text message. So these seniors were also not offered to sell the apartments. When I told them, hey, did you receive President Isabel Fine email about offer to sell the building for $9 million? This is 26-unit building in South Point, and that's what was offered, $9 million in a very confusing manner. Was very hard to read, and three types of numbers, and then you had square footage for the land missing. So you had numbers presented with less area than condominium has, according to the declaration. So these seniors did not get the offer, and then they die under these circumstances. I mean, they are kidnapped first, they brought back, then they kidnapped or die under suspicious circumstances. Then the board gets this engineer and city inspection for those units, where was that 91-year-old. And I saw James Bartell in our condominium, who went to visit our treasurer in apartment 21, and I specifically asked him some questions. So, the city did have entrance to unit 21, but somehow they, they accepted only that those are needed inspection and have problems. So it's more than likely that all of this was staged, coordinated. Let's get those seniors, let's have them all these type of financial instruments on them, all these insurances, because I found 2 insurance packages after that. Let's have that worked out, let's have them die faster. Then we have insurance done, and then we have insurance pay for the building, tenting and extermination. So this is evil. this is really, really evil. And again, you can say that private equity now dictates how people live, because obviously this was all facilitated by private equity funds holding the mortgage. Our first mortgage is held, I believe, First American, because this is what this shows as title company. And then you have all other securitization vehicles, which I haven't spoken yet about. But anyways, this is a related group, condominium. And I was here a little bit earlier, and as you see, the same exactly situation. And I've been working here, One Ocean condominium, related group, for like all time that it was built almost every day. So I never see any people, and I always see this renovation going on. These dark windows, these heavy construction materials. So, and they are getting all these permits to build new high skyscrapers. This is all, I believe, for a cluster node for infrastructure laundering, and this is all related, I believe, for these tokenization, transactions via blockchain, again facilitated by private equity funds. This is why, in the past years, couple times, Miami-Dade property appraiser, county recorder, and tax collector had their servers changed and numbers changed, and backdated documents inserted. And what is extremely bad is that all legal descriptions, they are now in each apartment's title chain. As much as we checked, they are all slightly different. So this is a problem for FinCEN real estate report. So you would see like if an apartment was sold in 2020, 18, 15, so you would see a slight variation in the legal description. I believe this is connected to the fact that there is illegal integration, payment integration for these securities transactions with Miami-Dade county recorder.